again, the temperature of warming solution is absolutely critical for success with oocyte warming and vitrification cycles. And drift in the function of your equipment in your lab, environmental conditions in your lab, they create a lot of variability in that warming system for your. What are our other options? How can we come up with a system, something that'll work for us to be able to test temperature? And so what we came to was the idea of using vials that are identical to the vials that Kitazato is using for their kits, and putting our own solution in there that we can send out so that people can test the temperature of their system without us actually using the Kitazato warming solution, and we can save your clients that cost, and we can achieve the quality control results that we want. And so Kitazato has a relationship with their plasticware producer such that they purchase things in bulk. And I really wanted to make sure that the vials that we were sending out for QC purposes were absolutely identical to what would be included in the Kitazato kits, because we want to reduce all the variables that we can when we're doing QC work. And those vials are not otherwise available in the United States. So Scott worked with the Kitazato group internationally in Japan and worked out a way for us to be able to purchase vials from them that are identical to what would be included in those Kitazato warming kits. These vials we then fill with an identical volume of warming of solution. That's what you would find in a warming vial. Those vials have all been tested for thermodynamic properties to make sure that they're identical to what you would see with a change in temperature over time of an actual Kitazato warming vial versus what we're sending out. Just for your edification, the QC vials that we send out are 1 molar sucrose, and they also have a little bit of antibiotic in there, some gentamicin, just to make sure that we're not introducing any contaminants into your lab. It's just an extra safety measure for you. We slap a label on there that says that these vials are not to be used for patient care in any way. They're for quality control purposes only, excuse me. And it's a nice bright colored label, so there's no way that you can mix that up in your refrigerator. So again, the temperature of warming solution is absolutely critical for success with oocyte warming and vitrification cycles. And drift in the function of your equipment in your lab, environmental conditions in your lab, they create a lot of variability in that warming system for your oocytes. And some examples of things that I'm going to be talking about here are the temperature of your warming surface when you're performing your warming. What is the temperature of that surface relative to the temperature of the media? What is the temperature of the warming oven that you're using to warm your thaw solution? Is it 37 degrees? Is that appropriate? Should it be a little higher? Should it be a little lower? What is the distance of your warming oven to your surface that you're doing your warming? Are you carrying that vial of 37 degree temperature media across the room and allowing that temperature to drop as you're walking across the room before you dump it into your dish? How are you getting your warming media into your dish? Are you dumping it into your dish immediately before you do your thaw and then plunging your device? Are you putting it in the dish and putting it in a warming oven and then pulling it back out and allowing time for that dish to warm back up to ensure that the temperature of your media is exactly what you want to be? So as you can see, there are all sorts of variables and things that can happen in different labs that will really affect your outcomes. And so part of our process of troubleshooting and training, I really feel strongly that a protocol should always be taught in the context of your environment. And so for our vitrification protocol or our warming protocol with Fairfax Egg Bank, just because that embryologist has been trained in our protocol doesn't necessarily mean that they've been trained in the context of their surroundings, the equipment that they're using, how that equipment functions. And it's important for us to talk through those things with those technicians and make sure they understand what's really important. And what the temperature of that thaw solution actually is may not be what you think that it is. So in order for us to put into place a quality control system so that our partners could really, test the temperature of their warming system in the context of every individual egg warming case, not just sporadically, because there can be drift in temperatures and in your system. In order for us to put something in place, we thought, well, let's see if we can send out a QC vial with all of our shipments of oocytes so that people have an extra vial of media that they can use for testing the temperature of their system with every thaw.